Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone talks so much that you start wondering if they even realize that you were there? You try to say something, they interrupt you. You start telling a story, they redirect it. You express a thought, and suddenly the conversation becomes about them. And in that moment, you realize this isn't a conversation, this is a performance. Because some people are incredible talkers, but terrible listeners. And in today's world, the combination is more common than ever. Everyone wants a microphone. Very few people want headphones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OTMkast podcast. All right, people, welcome back to OTMkast podcast, where we dive into anything and everything that shapes our lives, from sports to lifestyle, from fashion to careers, and beyond. This is your one-stop destination for insightful conversations and engaging discussions. So today we are talking about something that affects friendships, it affects relationships, it affects leaderships, even personal growth. I mean, great talkers and poor listeners. The funny thing is, a lot of people believe they are great communicators, and what they really mean is, I am good at expressing myself. Communication, as we all know, isn't just about speaking, it is a two-way bridge, not a one-way street. The one side is speaking, the other side is listening. But somewhere along the way, society started rewarding the wrong side. I mean, look at social media today. The loudest voice often gets the most attention. The boldest opinion gets the most engagement. And slowly but gradually, we start believing something very dangerous, that communication is about being heard. It's about who can show the drama more. It's about who has the charisma. It's about a lot of things. But we're missing the key point, which is understanding others. I mean, today, talking gives every one of us something very powerful, which is validation. When we talk, we feel seen. We feel important. Our brains even release dopamine when we talk about ourselves. But when it comes to listening requires something totally different. It requires you being humble, it requires you being patient, and it requires you being silent. And silence makes a lot of people uncomfortable. So instead of listening, they do something totally different. They just wait. The wait for the other person to probably finish talking, finish doing their own drama, so they can start talking again. And that is not listening. That is you rehearsing your next sentence. Let me paint a familiar scenario for every one of us. I mean, you're telling a friend about something exciting that happened to you. Maybe you just got a new opportunity or promotion at work. You start explaining what the situation, the story. But then halfway through the story, they interrupt and say, "Oh, that reminds me of me when I," and just like that, the spotlight shifts. Your moment disappears. The conversation now becomes their own story. And suddenly, you're no longer sharing, you're just listening to someone else take over the stage, take over the microphone. This happens, I believe, everywhere in friendships, even at your workplace, even in an utmost relationship that you have with your partner, your significant partner, your closest friend, your best friend, your buddies, and all of that. But some people don't listen in the way that I try to explain that. You don't listen to understand anymore. People are just listening so they can say their own, or so they can have something to come back to. They're not listening to understand the story behind what you're saying. They listen to find the next opportunity to talk. And there is a big, huge difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is very passive. Your ears receive sounds, but listening is active. Active listening is very paramount. Your mind engages with meaning, but hearing says, I heard what you said. Listening says, I understand what you meant. And those two things are not the same. I mean, the philosopher Epictetus once said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. So if you speak once, listen twice. But today, most people just flip the whole thing. Most people flip that ratio. They have 2 mouths and they have 1 ear, or probably half a ear. And poor listening quietly damages every relationship that we've either built or we're about to build. If you're a poor listener, you're damaging the relationship that you're looking to build, because you're only talking, you're hearing, but you're not listening. You're not an active listener. Think about the last time you felt very heard. Like you were not interrupted, you were not judged, you were not rushed. You felt something powerful inside of you, like you were just being heard. Or when the person gave a response, they gave a response that touched you, that, okay, yes, this person really understood, this person really heard me. That feeling at that moment is very, very powerful. And when people feel heard, they feel respected. When people feel ignored, they feel probably invincible. Poor listening also damages something we call leadership. As a leader, so I guess some leaders believe their role is to speak the most. No. You hold a leadership position to listen more. So when you speak, you're speaking to the people who understand that you've heard them. The best leaders ask most questions. They gather information. They absorb ideas before making decisions. Talking just gives you attention, and that is all. Listening, however, gives you knowledge. There is a very strong silent power in great listeners that we all, I guess, we've not understood today. And have you ever noticed something about people who are great listeners? You enjoy being around them. You feel very comfortable talking to them. Sometimes you even overshare. You feel very understood. That is not an accident. The author, Dale Carnegie, I was reading one of his book the other day. He once taught that something simple but powerful. People are more interested in those who show interest in them. The best conversationalists aren't the ones with the most stories. They are the ones who make your story feel important. And ironically, the more someone listens, the more people want to hear what they eventually say. I mean, there are several people who they just want to say their mind and walk away. They don't want to hear whatever it is that you have to say. And listening can be very, very hard. Because why? Listening sounds very simple, but it is actually a difficult thing. We are all guilty of it. It is a difficult thing to do. It is very hard for people to walk away and they are not the hero of the story. It forces us to slow down. And right now we live in a very fast world. And that is one thing that everybody, especially with the way the world is moving right now, you have fast messages, fast opinions. You're watching some ads and they're all trying to get reactions. They're all trying to just pass the message across. Listening requires something very rare in today's world, which is presence. You're present with the person that you're talking to. It requires you putting down the phone. You go on dates with someone or hang out, and 80% of the people there are on their phone checking what is trending, checking what is the latest on social media, or trying to respond to a message. The person you're with physically, you're 5 meters with the person, but you're 10 times more away. Even though the person is there physically, but what they're saying, because you're not listening, they feel the distance. Listening requires that rare thing that we will fail to achieve today, that presence. It requires that you resist the urge to interrupt the person when they're speaking. It requires curiosity. Not curiosity to reply, but curiosity to understand. Where you say, oh, is this what you mean by saying this? Is this what you're trying to say by this word that you're saying? It is what you're trying to elaborate on. Imagine 2 job candidates in an interview, for example. Candidate A talks non-stop about their achievements. They dominate the conversations, talk about this things they've done over the years. However, candidate B asks thoughtful questions. They listen very carefully. They respond thoughtfully. Who do you think leaves a stronger impression? Often it is candidate B, because listening signals something very powerful. It signals confidence. You're able to respond by understanding what the person has said. People who constantly talk often feel the need to prove themselves, so they never stop talking. People who listen are more secure enough not to feel that need to prove themselves. If you want stronger relationships, if you want to learn faster, if you want people to respect your voice, then you have to practice listening. As a leader, as a friend, or whatever it is, whatever relationship you have with people, you have to practice listening. And there are some habits that I guess some of us do in today's world. We don't pause before we respond. We don't process the information that we just heard. We just respond. We don't ask follow-up questions. We don't let people finish their thoughts. We hear a word that triggers our brain and boom, we jump into and interrupt them. We take over the mic. We take off the headphones. We don't repeat back what they've said in a way that we try to understand it. Simply saying what you're saying is, or are you trying to say this? Is this what you mean? It shows someone that you are truly paying attention to them. Let me leave us with one thing that I thought. In a world where everyone is trying to be heard, the rarest skill is listening. Talking makes you noticeable. Listening makes you valuable. Because when someone feels heard, they remember it. They remember who gave them that feeling. They remember who gave them that space to express their emotions. Sometimes all people just want is a listening ear, not an advice. And sometimes the most powerful thing that you can say in a conversation is nothing at all. You're just present and you're listening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is OTMkast, where we explore the ideas and conversation that shapes our lives. And if you feel this episode made you think about how you communicate, made you reflect on you thinking you're a great communicator, rather you're just a great talker, you can share it with someone who also needs to hear it. Share it with a friend who also think they are the best communicator, whereas they are just a performer because they talk and they never listen. Well, I can't end this episode without no thank you guys, the subscribers, the people who likes. If you have any thought, if you disagree or agree with anything, this is an open forum. Leave it in the comment section. Let's share minds. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to OTMkast podcast. Till we'll talk again. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Bye.